So where you at with religion or spirituality? Where you at? Like, is there God?
I'm a spiritual person, okay, and I believe that there's a power greater than ourselves,
right,
and I choose to identify that as God. Right. I also respect those who identify that spiritual power as Buddha. Others I identify it as the Prophet Muhammad. You know?
So what does it mean to be spiritual? Like, what does that mean?
To me, to be spiritual is that you acknowledge that there are powers and forces greater than you as a human being on this earth.
Okay.
You know? And it doesn't matter. See, religion means you subscribe to a very specific dogma. You know, religion is a certain group. You got Christians, you got Catholics, you got Muslims, you got, you know.
Okay.
I subscribe to spirituality, meaning that all of those people come under a deity. Each of those groups calls their deity something different.
So who's God?
You know?
Who's God?
I guess it depends on who you subscribe to in your religion.
Is the God of the Bible the true God?
I don't know. I don't just subscribe to true gods. I know there's a God. Right. Whatever you want to call your God. Right. If you're Islam, you define God as Allah.
Right.
If you are a Christian, you define God as God, but you also define a trinity of Father, Son, Holy Ghost, meaning your central figure is Jesus Christ. Right. You believe in the resurrection.
So is there
if you're Jewish,
right,
you define God as God, too. See, all those religions, Buddha defines Buddha as the God. But they all have a thing in common, which is peace and treating your neighbor as you would treat yourself. Right. All spiritual groups believe that.
Right.
And that's why I define myself as a spiritual person. I believe nothing happens, everything happens for a reason. Right. Nothing is by coincidence. You know? I believe that. I believe what goes around comes around. Sooner or later. I believe in karma. If you're a fucked up dude, that's going to visit you again sooner or later. Somewhere. And you don't know where it's going to come from. It can visit you through your children. But if you put crazy energy out there somewhere, that evens out. You understand?
Right.
Now, I also say, one of the things that derailed me, and I told you about the drugs, that a lot of us got into drugs back in the day. I'm no exception. I went through drug addiction, you know. I went through when it started, when we were just being fly, young cats, sniffing coke and drinking and champagne, and we want to be in the clubs and the spots and fly guys and all that and selling drugs and making money, you know, to the first wave of the crack epidemic. Most of us who got caught up in that first wave really got severely addicted. A lot of us. One of the reasons Bambaataa is the person he is because he was always anti-drug. So that never derailed him. He didn't get caught up in drugs and alcohol. All of us did. Myself, her, Mario, you know Mario's story. A lot of people. A lot of space. A lot of us. You know? And some of us, such as myself, the brother that you just met a little minute ago, right? We went in another direction. So we got into recovery. You know, AA, you know, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, whatever. Some people went to drug programs, whatever. My clean date is January 23rd, 1991. I haven't had a drink or drug since then.
Wow.
So I'm almost clean like 25 years. I don't brag about it, and I don't need to because there's nothing to brag about. You're doing what I needed. I'm doing what I needed to do. I'm doing what I needed to do to straighten out my life. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't miss it. But there are a lot of people who didn't survive. Mario.
Right.
Imagine the legend Mario would be today.
Right.
If he had lived. Cheap cowboy.
Right.
Okay? They died as direct results or indirect results of their substances. You understand?
Right.
A lot of people, not that, you know, a lot of people. So I was blessed. And it wasn't because I was smarter than everybody else. It wasn't because I was cooler than everybody else. It was because there was a power greater than me that said, I got a different plan for you. I'm going to have you telling the story of hip-hop, what's really told, to my man Big Mike, who's a baby right now.
Right.
But there's going to be a day when he's going to want that. And there needs to be some people here who can tell him the real story. Maybe I'm saving you for that. Maybe I'm saving you because you were this academically gifted kid and you needed to get your master's degree and your doctorate. Maybe that's why we saved you on the planet. Maybe we saved you because teenagers will listen to you, and that's why we saved you to be a teacher, you know, in the public school system or whatever it was, or doing training and everything like that. Who knows why my higher power said, I need to keep you here long. But I know that a higher power did. So, you know, I have too much evidence. People came places to kill me on 7 different occasions.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. For various things I was into. With drug hustling and doing wild shit when I was a teenager. And, you know. I got spared. I didn't do none of that. I got spared. Something always came up, you know. Tell me there ain't no higher power. There's a lot of cats who did a lot less than I did and they ain't here. There's a lot of cats who did a lot less drugs than I did and they're bugged out forever. You seen them. You seen a couple of them coming across the street, niggas yelling, right. They crazy as a bag of wet dope.
Right.
Never to return.
Right.
Why am I able here to talk to you with a clear, lucid recollection of past events? I'm not burnt out. I have a master's degree. I sit, you know what I mean? Even with health issues, you know, I have kidney disease. I'm on dialysis. I'm in dialysis 9 years. I'm waiting on a kidney. You know, I have things. I just got diagnosed with congestive heart failure. I'm gonna die. Understand that. I'm aware of it. I'm hoping that other things happen beforehand. Well, I mean, we're all gonna die, but I have things that are gonna take me out earlier than I want to be. That's God's will. That's God's will. And I don't want you to cut none of this shit. You post that like you post anything else.
Right.
I'm aware of my mortality. I accept it. You know? These say, why me? Why cry? Why I gotta be one with why I gotta be one end-stage renal disease? Why I gotta go? Why am I gonna be the one that say you got X amount of time? You know? And I ain't telling nobody about that shit. It ain't their business. When it's time to go, it's time to go. I have no complaints. I'm going to Black Spade. I'm going to Zulu King. I'm going to Cholly Rock. I'm going to Anthony Horn, Master's Degree in Human Services. I'm going with all the accomplishments I've achieved, and that's directly a result to my higher power that I choose to call God. And I ain't on no religious thing. I don't do that. Because you choose to pursue your spirituality in the way that you choose. I'm just telling you what it is.